Dallas. Before I get started, I'd like to introduce my wife. Like you just mentioned, Roberta. She's basically my right hand, and she's everything to me, so I definitely want to acknowledge her, Roberta Martin. It's an honor. It's an honor being a part of such a great academic and athletic university with such great tradition. Just some of the people, 5 impressive individuals that are honored in the rafters. Coach Ray Mears, legendary voice of Vols, John Ward, Grace Bernard King, a guy I enjoyed watching when I was a youngster. Ernie Grunfeld and Allen Houston was a guy I had an opportunity to play against in high school. It was humbling to think of all the greats that are before me, and just name a couple more. Dale Ellis, and one of the ones just left here, Chris Lofton. I enjoyed watching him. I actually recruited him too, so man, that was tough. And one of the legends still here, Pat Summitt. Actually, I had the opportunity to call her today and wish her luck. And also Peyton Manning, who I became a big fan of his in Indiana. So this is rich tradition here, and once again, it's humbling to be a part of it. I'd like to thank Coach Chancellor Cheek and Mike Hamilton for their search, and I applaud them in their vision for really trying to find the best candidate for this job. And that's not easy because there are a lot out there, and a lot want to be a part of it. So I really appreciate that and their opportunity selecting me to be a part of this university. I'd be remiss not to mention the guys at Missouri State University and that family. Without those guys, I wouldn't be standing here to this day. They believed in my vision, my message, and they were persistent in their work ethic. And I really applaud those guys for truly believing in me and the genuine support they gave me. So I want to thank them and the fans because it was great. It was a great legacy for us. My family is overwhelmed and excited to become a part of the Vols family. And this is a tremendous opportunity. We will be successful. We will continue this wonderful tradition. Thank you.
Go ahead and open it up for questions for Coach Martin.
I'm Beth Rucker with the Associated Press. Coach, plenty has been made of the potential trouble with the NCAA that the program is facing. What inspires you to, go for this job in spite of what difficulty you may be facing down the road?
Well, for one, it's a great job. It's a great opportunity. It has great tradition, great history. It's a great league. But for me, as far as the NCAA is concerned, Mike assured me everything will work out, and I support that 100%. Whatever happens with the NCAA, I'm here to coach a ball team and to be successful doing that. So I'm really not concerned or worried about what the NCAA has to do and what they have to say. We'll just kind of wait and see when that happens. But for right now, I want to try to coach these quality young men to be successful.
Coach.
Jim Logan with the ABC affiliate here, WATV. Have you had a chance to meet with Tennessee's current players, number one? And number two, when you were here back in November, coached against the Vols, did you think a few months later you'd be here as the head coach?
Well, I met with the players last night, and wonderful young men. With all ball players, they just want to play basketball. They want to be successful. They want to be coaching. And it was truly genuine when we met last night. I told those guys I appreciate the fact that they were there at 11:30 at night. They didn't have to be there. Wish they did have to be there. And I appreciate those guys being there. And I think we'll have a lot of fun because it's fun coaching good guys that want to do the right things, do them the right way. And to go to class, be on time, and all those things. Those things are very important. It's not just winning ball games, it's also being successful on and off the court.
So, Randy Moore with Inside Tennessee. How would you describe your coaching style and your style of play?
My coaching style, some players describe it as I'm a player's coach. I allow guys to play. One thing we had great success at Missouri State, we were able to score the ball first or second in the league, but also not turn it over. We were first in the league and not turning the ball over last year. I think we were number 8 in the country with 10.45 turnovers a game. We didn't turn the ball over, but we still scored the ball at a high level. So our guys get an opportunity to play basketball. We all have to defend, and we're not made the defensive part of the side of it. We all have to defend at a high level, be very intense behind it, real aggressive man-to-man defense. If we have to play zone, then we're in trouble that night. So we don't plan on playing any zone.
Coach Matt Warner, KSBR Springfield. 3 weeks ago, you were offered a contract extension at Missouri State. Did you have an idea then that you would probably be moving on? What was your mindset then? Did you think this was a possibility?
Well, just like when I left Purdue as an assistant coach, I planned on being there for 20 years, and Matt Payne would allow me to stay. I was happy doing what I was doing. Then when the opportunity came to go to Missouri State, it was a great opportunity. Now this opportunity presented itself as a great opportunity. And my goal whenever I get to a place is my final destination. It's not a pit stop for me, and I think that is just that this is here is a final destination for me. And I hope that's the case, because what happens when you build a tradition in a family, I want our players to come back 20 years from now and say, okay, that's my coach. I don't have any hair, but I might be a little gray around here, but it's still the same coach. And that's what it's about when our guys come back to be a part of our success.
Any other questions? Yes. Coach Rick Russo, WVLT here in town. The general consensus is that Coach Pearl made this a basketball school. A couple things. Do you see this now as a very good basketball job? And at some point, will you reach out to Coach Pearl?
Oh, without a doubt, Coach Pearl is the guy that recruited me out of high school. I would definitely be, because in this coaching profession, you always want to get insights. And these are the guys he recruited, so I mean, that's part of it. But I think this is a top 25 job, in my opinion. But the goal is to be the last team standing someday, and that's to be a national champion. I think we can do that with the right pieces.
Coach Martin, Rob Lewis with WalkWest.com. Could you just talk a little bit about Coach Gene Katie and kind of what benefit that is? You look around the country, and his coaching tree is pretty extensive now, especially when you move it up.
Well, Coach Katie, I mean, obviously, you see all the accolades, you hear about what he did as a coach. I think his best attribute for me was developing me into a man. You know, talking a lot of things about basketball, but just his approach on doing the right things all the time, being successful on and off the court, going to class every day, that is not an option. Not lying, not cheating, not stealing, those things. Just those everyday things, I think that's where I learned the most value from Coach Katie. Outside of all the things he taught me as a basketball player, he taught me how to become a man.
Hey, Coach, Austin Ward from the Knoxville News Sentinel. You said you were reassured by Mike Hamilton that everything would play out with the NCAA, but initially maybe when you heard Tennessee or were approached, was there any hesitancy based on maybe what you'd heard going on around here and the possibility of the sanctions?
Well, I mean, you do your homework. And that means that I wouldn't necessarily say hesitancy. I would say more of asking questions. And I think that was the most important thing for me. And then also the great opportunity. So, but after that, it wasn't a lot of reservation at all.
Andy Gribble, Knoxville News Sentinel. Just you talk about kind of your upbringing in East St. Louis, playing alongside Cuonzo Martin, and kind of what that has impacted you today.
Well, I had an opportunity in my 39 years of living to play with two great players, Cuonzo Martin and also Glenn Robinson at Purdue, two very talented guys. Cuonzo Martin, those two guys, their approach was so humble as basketball players, as good as they were on the floor. They didn't recognize how good they were. They were real humble guys and very talented young men. But growing up in East St. Louis, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm standing here today, because of things you go through, things you see, and how it develops you into a person. And I appreciate the fact, and I applaud the fact that I'm from East St. Louis, and I wear it with honor.
Anything else? Coach, over the last couple of years, Tennessee has developed the Outlive program and their fight against cancer. And your thoughts about that coming in and what that will mean to you as you go forward?
Well, obviously we'll look into it, but I think the biggest thing is my wife and I, we've done a lot of things with cancer research. We've been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma back in '97, so we spent a lot of time dealing with cancer. So we just have to weigh all our options and see what's best and what approach we'll take.
Coach, I know it's very early, but have you had a chance to reach out to the two signees yet, and two big names, and Scotty and Tobias, who have some options going forward? Have you had a chance to talk to them?
Yes, I talked to both the recruits. They're very interested, and it's just a matter of me sitting down and meeting with them after the Final Four and touching base and make sure both parties understand what we're trying to do so we all can be successful. And I talked to Scotty and I talked to Tobias, two quality young men. I think they'll put their name in the draft. And my thing with both those guys, if you put your name in, that means you're trying to be the best possible to go ahead and be in the draft, not just 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because I don't think you can be at the level you need to be if you go at it about that way. So I want both of those guys to go at full bore and try to be successful and try to make it. But if not, then come back and be a part of this family so we can continue to have success.
Okay.
Coach Mike Griffith from the News Sentinel. Over the last 6 years, Bruce Pro's played one of the top schedules in the country. I saw you were 43 in the RPI. Is that something we can expect to continue?
Oh, without a doubt, we want to play the best teams, and I think that's the key, especially in such a great league when you have the talent level to play teams like that. That's our goal, to continue to play the best teams in the country.
Hey, Coach, Patrick Brown for the Chattanooga Times Free Press. Could you talk a little bit about your recruiting style, what kind of players you're after, and how much your work at Purdue helped you kind of get to where you are now in terms of recruiting, at least?
Well, I think the recruiting style is always recruiting the best players available. But with that being said, with high level of character and substance to them, it's not just a ball player. I want more than just a guy's putting the ball in the basket. I want a well-rounded young man. We want the best players, but I think for us it's also, top 100 guys. It's not always that top 10 guy, because you have guys 1 year and they're done. And then when you're trying to build a team and a legacy, it's hard to really have guys on a consistent basis. You're trying to get guys just for 1 year. You want 4-year guys. You saw the success Lucas had. He had 2 4-year guys. They had great success. So you can have great players, and they can still be NBA guys. They stay in school for 4 years. So now they get what they really came for, to be successful on the floor and get a degree. So I'd rather have those guys any day of the week. But we'll go after the best players available.
Coach, what are your thoughts on the facilities?
Oh, tremendous. Tremendous. It's nice to be all you can get lazy, so. We'll continue to work hard, just like, we had great facilities at Missouri State, so we'll continue to work. But I just think facilities are just part of what we do. I mean, we have to do a job. We sell a program, because I tell guys all the time, you can't take the arena and the locker rooms with you when you're done playing. So we sell the staff, a program, and the current players right now. So when I go recruit them, I'm selling these guys over here every day of the week of what they bring to the table and the continued success.
Coach Mike Strange from the Knoxville News Sentinel. 3 years in there at Missouri State, why did the time seem right now to move?
Well, it was just a great opportunity. I don't know, it's not necessarily my wife and I said, okay, in 3 years we plan on doing this. But when opportunities knock and they present themselves at such a high level, you have to definitely look into it and figure out what's best for you and your family. So it wasn't necessarily a timetable, because my timetable is I plan on being there for the duration. So my job is coaching every day, 1 day at a time, God willing. So the next day, God willing, I'll continue to coach this team. But I don't look out 10, 15 years down the road, because nothing's guaranteed.
Coach Brent Hubbs with VolQuest.com. Where are you with your staff? Is anybody coming with you, or what have you done staff-wise so far?
Yes, I have guys in mind and we're in place, but it's just a matter of us really honing in on some other guys. I'm looking at certain guys. We have some pieces in mind, but I don't want to give you any names right now, because I want to make sure we have the right guys in place. But I will definitely bring guys with me, yes.
Coach, your name was associated with several other jobs. What was it about Tennessee that differentiated this job and made you want to come here despite the potential NCAA issue?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I try to do, my wife and I, we try to pray about the best case scenario, the best thing for our family. I mean, if I was single, I can coach anywhere, but I think you have to make decisions based on your family. That's the most important thing to me. But as far as the other opportunities, you have to do what's best. You have to figure out who's reaching out to you at a higher level and wants you a part of that program. Because this is a two-way street, just like these guys over here. I want them a part of this program. They want me to be a part of this program. And that's the most important thing. There's a lot of people reaching out. But it's what's the best situation for you and who wants you to be a part of their success. And Tennessee showed that.
Okay, guys, we'll go ahead and break up.
Thank you.